Okay, so next up we have Michel Odoul. I met Michel as part of the European Shiatsu Congress webinars that we did leading up to the European Shiatsu Congress. This whole event, as you probably realize, is in partnership with them. We worked with them for over a year, and then to make things simpler, really, they decided to live stream part of their live event, and we decided to have our second ISCO, because we've already done one in 2012, as a standalone event. But we worked very closely with them. And I first met Michel on that webinar, and it was fascinating. I read his book, which is entitled Show Me Where It Hurts and I'll Tell You Why, which I thought was a great title for a book. And we're just waiting for him to get his audio and video connected. He's going to be sharing his experience with his teacher, Nakazono Sensei, who is also an Aikido and a Shiatsu master. And here he is.
We got it.
Yes, I knew you'd be fine. Okay, so it's really great to see you again, Michel. We had so much fun on that European Shiatsu Congress webinar. I really love that. I read your book, it's really good. And I know you've got very long experience of studying Shiatsu and practicing it and your school and everything. So it'd be great to hear some more about your teacher, which I think is the theme of your presentation.
Yeah. I am a lucky man because on the way of my life, I met a Japanese master who was called Nakazono Sensei. Mm-hmm. He was an Aikido master. Ueshiba Sensei sent him with two other masters in France to teach Aikido. Maybe 3 persons, because he thought we have much work. The French people need 3 teachers.
Really? Oh yeah. Okay.
No, I don't. No. And Nakazono Sensei was also he was in Tokyo, TCM teacher and acupuncture specialist and practitioner and teacher. And when he went in France, he also teach Shiatsu. Because he learned it through his mother. His mother was I'm sorry, my translator is not here, but okay. His mother was a woman who helped other women to get children.
A midwife.
A midwife, okay.
Or a doula, maybe. Midwife or doula.
Yeah. And she was a very good Shiatsu practitioner. So Nakazono Sensei made a mix between Shiatsu and TCM. In his way of teaching, he was on the way here. You have a slide of Nakazono Sensei doing a special technique I will speak about, which is called misogi, which is misogi means in Japanese purification, cleaning of selves.
Yes.
And he was a master who teached always on the traditional Japanese way, that is a direct relation between master and student. Mm-hmm. During all his life, he had very, very, very good results, because in his way of seeing, a technique was not the aim to learn. What you had to learn is the link that we can find between all the components of life in our universe. Yes. And especially through the side of TCM, that means that human beings are between heaven and earth, and are some points of meeting of heaven energies and earth energies. Even energies all through sun, oxygen, and all the around atmosphere, and earth energy, all the material way of feeding ourselves and of getting a life. And for him, the balance between earth and even in us was the key of wellness. Even in us is spirit, earth in us is body. So the link between earth and heaven, body and mind, was very important for him. In his way of practicing and using things and teaching, he used all the Chinese medicine principles, especially the 5 elements, the 5 principles, and also all the components between these through the different energies of heart, of stomach, of kidneys, and all the components we all know about that. But in the Nakazono Sensei way of Shiatsu, every organic tale of our body had a link with our spirit, our mind. It was an original concept of TCM that is called organic entities. I don't know if the term entities or organic spirits. Yes. In that way of thinking, liver is the seat of one part of our mind.
Yes.
Heart is the seating of one part of our mind. Kidney is, and so on. And the 5 yin organs were the 5 seats of 5 parts of our minds. In this way of thinking, the energy was the middle between the two, between body and spirit. It was the same energy that can feed the organ or the spirit part. If you make a too great solicitation on energy on your organ, for instance, you eat too much fat nutriments,
yes,
your liver will have a great need of energy.
Yes.
It will take the energy where it is, and especially in the part of mind that correspond to liver.
Right.
So if you drive energy to the liver, it will make it depends on mind. On the other side, liver is a seat of, for instance, hungry. If you have a very great hungry, your mind will need much energy.
Anger, you mean anger?
Yeah, and it will be used to the development of liver, and your organ will slow down, you know? And so he made a very good guide, a relationship between every structure of our body and our spirit. And it helped me to understand how here you have an illustration that shows the 5 principles, the 5 elements.
Yes.
5 dragons, green dragons for wood, red dragons for fire, and so on. And each dragon is following on the one cycle of energy. And in the mouth of each dragon, you have a pearl which is of the color of the dragon, which is controlled by it. And you have the second link, you know.
Is it a pearl? Did you say a pearl? Like a
pearl? Yes, a pearl. Yes,
pearl.
because
I know,
in Chinese culture and Orient, and which is hidden inside of us, is controlled. So the pearl can symbolize the control relationship.
Yes.
So the green dragon control the earth energy. Yellow. So the yellow dragon control the brown energy. The brown dragon controls the red energy, and so on. This relationship are the 2 fundamental rules that many people in Shiatsu knows, but which can be used for all the points we can use for treating not quantity of energy, but quality of its energy. Because in the way of Nakazono Sensei, quality of energy is quite so important as quantity of energy. Many of unbalances in energy are coming not only from too much or not enough energy, but coming from bad quality energy. And first way of unbalance the quality of energy is a way of living, it's a way of thinking, all the emotional dimension, all these psychological dimension, and no more, all the spiritual dimension. For Nakazono Sensei, if you want to be a good practitioner, you cannot live without a spiritual way of living in your own life. You have to be yourself, somebody who is every day looking after the balance between spirit and body and between spiritual way of thinking. He had a sort of expression that said, if you work on the global, on the globality, you will always reach the local question. If you work on the local point, you will never reach the global. And so in his way of working, Nakazono Sensei always used a first protocol where we work on the body through the shoe points, which are to re-imbalance in the globality all the 12 organic meridians. And then after, so that we got the global re-imbalance, we can have a very efficacious work on specific points that we will use depending on the quality of unbalance and depending on the diagnosis we made. Through this way of working, he always tried to get the balance first on the quality, first on the mind, first on the spiritual way and dimension of the man. And in that way, he thought that if during your work you are able to give sense to what the patient is living, if you are able to give sense to what the way of his life, his way of thinking world, his way of thinking himself, you will help the patient to get again an actor, a player of his health. And not as we think in Occident, that when somebody is ill, he is a victim of something. So through the diagnostic, through the entertainment with the patient, you have to point with precision what you can say to the patient to explain himself why he has got this illness or why he had developed these accident comportments. I don't know if I'm clear enough.
You are absolutely
sorry for my
going on and off.
Yeah.
Sometimes the video's off, but yeah, no, we can hear you perfectly fine. Yeah, these are the I think these are the spiritual aspects of the organs, aren't they? Like the shen of the organs.
Yes. And he made a link with Shinto philosophy and with the five souls in Shinto philosophy, because for him the spiritual part of mind can be put in link with soul. And if for Japanese Shinto, a spiritual dimension, invisible dimension, is always and all around. Every kind of life forms are wearing a parcel of soul and a parcel of spiritual divinity. And if you are able to put together all your five souls, all your five mind parts, all your mind composition, you will get to wellness and to balance. You know, in TCM, there is an expression that says illness becomes from multiplicity, and health comes from unicity. Multiplicity is the horizontal way of living. When you are on competition, when you are on material vision of the world, on the horizontal way, you are splitted. You are each kind of your mind are separated to the other, and you cannot get a real health life without being vertical, without being unique, without being one. Because of that, Nakazono Sensei let a very, very great importance to the preparation of the practitioner. Because for him, a good Shiatsu practice depends of three important way of being that are called in Japanese gishi, giri, and nin. That means rectitude, that means honesty, and that means bienveillance, goodwilling. Is it that right?
Yeah.
So to get these three qualities to be a good practitioner, you have to be yourself in that way of being. So you have to practice something that is called Shinkan. Shinkan is to be set on the earth. I don't know how we can
translate it.
To be anchored, fixed,
anchored,
to be right. And misogi is to clean yourself each day when you begin.
Yes, I can see that.
So the practice of misogi was a very, very important thing for him, and also for all his practice in Aikido and so on. So what can I say to you? I can propose you, if you want to try some exercises from this one. If you
need, okay, you can talk me through if you like, and I'll do the exercises.
So you know, in misogi you can practice physically. You can take positions. You can make some movements and so on. It will be too long to a misogi takes 35 minutes around. It's a little bit long. But you have also to get, if you want to be vertical, you have also to make misogi on your mind, on your spirit, and your way of thinking. And to do that, there is some exercise about respiration, about some kind of meditation, but especially using sounds.
Okay.
In Japanese way and spiritual and Shinto ways, in Japanese sounds, kototama is called the 1,000 words of divinities. It's a way of practicing the sounds in the same organization as the 5 principles.
Yes,
I see. The term is grounded. Yes, right.
That's right.
I was looking after. Sorry.
That's okay.
Through practicing the sounds in that way, you can get more equilibrated.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Could you lead us through some of these sounds?
I explain you shortly. You know, everyone, I suppose, knows the 5 elements, the 5 principles: wood, fire, metal, ground, and water. And to each of these principles can be linked following some ordonnancement, which is called futonolito. You can arrange 5 sounds: A, E, I, O, U. And using these found sounds, you pronouncing these found sounds, you can
Yes.
rebalance the 5 energy in yourselves. So there it's very quite easy. And after all, if after you have got it on this way, this spatio-temporal organization, which is A, E on the horizontal.
Oh, I see. So just a minute. I just realized the arrows give you the black arrows show you the order of the sounds, right? So you go
you're right.
A.
And the first way you make A, then E, I, O, U.
I see.
We will do it together. And
fantastic. That would be brilliant. I'd really like to try that. It reminds me very much of some of Kishi's. It's a Japanese thing. I'm sure I've heard this before with Kishi.
Yeah, because for him and for Shinto's masters and for Aikido masters, sound is the ground of life.
Yes.
Sound is the ground of energy. And through practicing sounds, you can balance together individual key and universal key. Through the pronouncing, through the equilibrance and the balancing of the sounds. So if you want it, we can try to do it together.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd really like that. And maybe everyone at home would like to join in together. It'd be great.
Okay.
We can make
Yes.
all around the world, we can make the sounds.
Let us try to do it quite simply, because of course Kototama is more complete and sophisticated as what I will show you. But on the first round, the 5 songs A, E, I, O, U are the 5 plots on which you can put your first life degrees, and then you can go on. So,
could I just have a look at that 5 element slide again? The one with the 5 elements going round in the circle. Because I just want to. That's it. So where? That's it. The one to that one. Yes, that one. I just wanted to just get it clear. So it actually the sound where do you start? You start
yes, you always start A, because A is the wood principle. Wood principle is the beginning of life. It's the beginning of all in everything. In energy, A is the first one. So
and then it goes
If you take this order, you are producing sounds on the order of engenderment, of producing. If you take this one, no, excuse me.
This is different, isn't it, from the previous slide? I'm just trying to get it clear in my mind. The previous one is A, E, I, O.
Because this first one is the one in which you first do horizontal way. Horizontal way is material, earth, body, and then the vertical way, O, U, which is the spiritual and heaven. And vertical direction.
I see. So they have different effects depending on the order.
And when you've done this first one, we can do together the sound. Each sound we make it 3 times. So we make A 3 times. I will show you how. And then we can go to the second slide and make A, O, A, U, I, A, O. And then afterwards, the third one, the control one, because life is increasing through this ordinance. But life is preserved through control.
Say that again slowly. The first one. Life is
created by producing. This is producing.
Created. Okay.
Excuse me, this one. Caroline. I think I've got my translator, because
you don't need her at all.
I don't need it.
Just in case, right? Okay, so this is the creative one, the one that creates life.
The cycle
of creating.
Yes, the cycle of creating.
Yes.
The cycle of creating, and this one is the cycle of control. Control.
Control.
Life can increase through the cycle of creating, it needs to
Yes.
come to be balanced the cycle of control.
Yes,
That's
I
very,
get it.
very
Okay,
important.
and you,
But the first one you have to use is this one. First time you have to make
That
a
one?
balance in use through horizontality and verticality.
Hang on a minute. So what's this one for? That we've got the
first one.
creating, we've got the controlling. What's
Yes.
this one for?
Horizontality, that is the line AE, is the horizontal representation of life.
Horizontal. What does that really
Horizontality
mean?
is
though?
material dimension.
The material dimension. I
and
see.
for the people, the body. Yeah.
The body.
OU,
I see. And then when you go to the vertical line, when you go
OU
oh,
is the line of heaven, is the line of spirituality, is a line of spirit and mind.
spirit and mind. Oh, I see. So you establish the horizontal first, then you go down,
because
then
we
up.
are first physical bodies living, but to
Yes.
be physical bodies living that create a human body, you have to have a spirit and a mind. So you
Yes.
first balance horizontality, body, and physical dimension, and then you
Yes.
balance vertical and spiritual dimension. When you have done it, you can go on the two cycles that are creating and controlling.
Yes. I see. That's amazing. That's amazing. I've never really understood that. That's amazing. Okay, so are we going to, which one are we going to try? We're going to try the first one.
I think it's better to try the first one. So what can we do? How can we work? It's quite simply. The first thing we have to do is to sit with, if you are on your chair or on the ground, with your back right.
Okay.
Your shoulders are contracted, relaxed. Okay. You can close your eyes and you put your attention on your
stomach area.
On your stomach area.
The hara.
And when you breathe in, you feel it get bigger, and when you breathe out, it gets. So you make 5 respirations. Quite.
Take 5 breaths.
You take 5 breaths. And then you imagine, when you have 5 breaths, you imagine that you are sitting under a fountain, a cascade, a waterfall, which is falling on your head and which is cleaning you up. Yeah, okay. That's a Misogi way. You stay so 2 minutes. And then, quite low, we will make 3 times the sound A.
Okay.
First one.
Yeah.
Then we let 3 breathe. Now we will do 3 times the sound A.
A, yeah.
A. No time again, 3 breathes. Now we will do 3 times the sound E. I is pronounced E.
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 E. Yeah.
Now 3 breathes again. I see a question if sound has to resonate in the body. Yes, of course. If you can do a sufficient deep sound, you can feel it resonate in you. It's just to have to practice and practice to feel it, but it's the aim. The aim is to make a resonance.
Yes.
Now we are working on verticality.
Yes.
First sound O.
Okay.
3 times. Three breathes. Now we will make 3 times the sound oo.
Okay.
3 breaths again. And now we will pronounce all the 5 sounds and chaining together, like I,
I-A-O. Yeah.
3 times.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Three breaths again. And then to close this small exercise, we use the general sound, which in Kototama is the sound su.
Okay.
For instance, the same as Om Mani Padme Hum, the global sound of Indian philosophy and Ayurvedas. So the sound su is the sound of universe, told Yoshida Sensei.
Yes.
We use it very, very much in Aikido. And we will do it making a small movement. I will go a little back from my computer. We have to join the hands above, under your head. Then you go down, and when you arrive on your face, you cross the hands and begin to pronounce the sound su, going down on the vertical ways until your stomach. And we also do it 3 times. Is it okay?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So first time. And final movement, 2 hands crossed. We will make this movement as comme si on secouait, as a shaking movement, which is called in Shinto furutama. That means shake the soul. It's a way of awakening your soul to your verticality and to your appartenance to universe.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And we can close and final with.
Very nice. That was really amazing. I tell you, one of the strongest experiences I had was on the vertical axis when I was doing the O sound, or I could feel the sound of the vowel opened up this channel between the heart and the kidneys. And I know in Chinese medicine, the heart-kidney connection is very fundamental, isn't it?
Yes.
Between the Shen and the Jing. And I never felt that before. I thought it's very, very interesting. I'm going to definitely practice that, because when I learned the basic Shinto calls from Paul Lundberg, who learned them from Kishi, and it went A, O, U, E, so it's a slightly different.
Because in Kototama, you know, there are three des enchaînements. Three orders of making the sound.
Right.
Three sequences.
Sequences, yeah.
Yeah. And which are called Sugazo sequences, Kanaga sequences, and Futonolito sequences.
Right. I didn't know that. That's fascinating. Yeah.
And these three different sequences are speaking of a degree of civilization. The first one is the civilization of in ancient times, where all were in the heaven. Everything was God, and everything was
in the heavens.
Manifestation. The second one, ordonnancement, is the one of material societies.
Yes.
Are our societies of today. And Futonolito, the Kototama we teach Nakazono Sensei, is the sequences with reconcile the two, spirit and material. So the ordonnancement A, I, O, U is the Futonolito one. So the link between sound A and wood, sound U and fire, sound E and earth, sound E, A and metal, and sound O and water is the Futonolito sequence. But there are three different ones.
Right, okay, that's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Michel, we've got lots of questions, and some of the questions I want to ask you too. So do you want to answer a few questions? See if you can answer some questions.
Yes, if I can understand, but Caroline will help me too.
Yeah, should we try some questions? Ina asked, he or she would like to know the soul name translations. So maybe we could do that later. The translations of the soul names. So we'll do. We'll try and get that to you after the event. We've got Sandy. We've got this. Is it the same as the sounds of the chakras? It's not quite the same, is it?
No, it's not. It's not the shape. It's not the same. It's not the same. You know, chakras and all these explanation of energies and is the ground for all energy knowledge. But through Chinese traditional medicine, and then after more through Japan culture, all this knowledge has been synthesized and organized to be more directly practical. It's not so sophisticated, you know. It's more useful and it's more near human body. Ayurvedas and all chakras is something very, very, very subtle. So you have same sounds. You have, but anyway, it's the same. It's the same way of understanding universe and human bodies and life through ECM and through a Japanese way of thinking. Japanization is specific.
Hamutal would like to know where she can find information about the sounds and theory and philosophy and how it affects things. There's quite a lot of resources out there.
Yeah. You know, there is one book which is in English, also written by Nakazono Sensei, which is the name is Enoki, the sense of life, And if not, there is another book which is called from a master of Nakazono Sensei, which name was Ogasawara Sensei, and which is sounds the 1,000 sounds of divinities.
The 1,000 sounds of divinities. There we are, everyone. Look that up and see if you can find that and put that in the chat.
Yeah. I think you will be able to find it on internet. But Nakazono Sensei book, give me just a minute. I will look for the right English title.
Okay. He's just going to get the book for us. Isn't that great? Yeah. I mean, I did quite a lot of research myself on sounds, as Biggie mentioned in the chat about different vibrational levels. We'll talk about that in a moment. But have you got the book, Michel?
Yes, I've got. Let me see if I got. I got the book in French. I can show you it.
Oh yes. Okay. Le livre de la vie, the book of life.
Inoki Life, the book of life.
Okay, there we go. Everyone, you can start Googling that and see if you can find it.
And then you will find all the theory of the Kototama dimensions. Here you have la table des matières, comme on dit.
Yeah.
The index. So the different way of, because you know we just made les voyelles. The vowels.
The vowels, right.
In Kototama practices, you naturally use also consonants. Yeah.
Oh, do you? Do you use consonants?
Because Kototama is called also the 50 sounds of life.
Right, okay.
It's 5 times 10 and 10 2 times 5. You know, an organization through the 5 principles, and all the arrangement, all the sequences of the sounds can be more complicated as we did. But first thing you have to practice is already the basis. So the 5 vowels are the 5 yin sounds, are the 5 mother sounds.
The 5 vowels.
And in Kototama, the consonants are considered as the 5. And when you put together mother and father, yes.
Right, okay, right, I see, okay. Let's get another question. This is one of the questions I actually was wondering about, and that is, do the sounds need to resonate in a particular part of the body or just all over?
The first, you know, what you told you have felt in your body means that you are very, very sensible and that you seem to be used to feel energy. At the beginning, it's not so easy as you did it. First time, I think, if you can pronounce the sounds very deeply, you will feel that it resonates in all your body.
Okay.
But when you make a regular practice, so you will be able to feel the action of sound in each organ which is concerned by the sound.
Right, okay.
I made some experiences with these sounds and with Kirlian effect machines. You know what is Kirlian?
Kirlian photography.
Yes, you can see the aura of body, okay?
Yes.
And so I took some students, we put the hand on an electrode and repaired, because I made an electrode which was transparent. You can see through it. And so in life, we saw where, for instance, on the finger of large intestine, he had a break in his energy. We told him to make the sound E that correspond to metal and large intestine. And we could see in life the aura getting good again.
Oh, it changed as you made the sounds. That's amazing.
So if you practice regularly and if you have some sensibility, you will be able first to feel the resonance in the body which is concerned with your work, but in a more larger way, you will be able to drive the sound to your organ.
Oh, right.
And
Yes.
it will be so a very subtle reimbalance of your energies.
A lot of people have asked about pitch, and actually Fran here asks about
pitch.
pronouncing them. Do we have to pronounce them exactly as you pronounce? People have been asking about the pitch. Is it important? Can it be high or low, or? What do you think about the pitch?
No. And sorry, Cliff, I didn't understand what you told. There was some...
Is it important to make the sounds just like you do?
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
After all, when you are used to the practice, you will be able to make the sound without pronouncing. You can make the sound inside.
Ah, yes,
and
not
that
making
will
it
be
vocalized, just internal. I see. Yes.
Because when you know how to do it, you can use the sound also in a therapeutic way. That means if I am, for instance, trying to rebalance liver energy,
yes,
and working on that, and working on the point which is wearing the quality of wood, I will be able to use the sound A to maximize my work.
Yeah. So that's Hamutal's question answered. It's the articulation, not the pitch. Oh yes, Biggie's mentioned a few things. One of the things she just said. So Marion, we've answered your question about the pitch, oh yeah, we've got another one which is here. Do you use the sounds in your practice? I mean, do you ever get your clients to make the sounds?
Yes, it's following the response I did to you before. Sometimes when I have to rebalance quality of energy, sounds can be very helpful. Yes. Working on a patient, you don't have to pronounce the sound. You have to make it inside of yourself.
Yes.
You have to make the sound.
You use it with clients as well.
Excuse me?
You use it with your clients? Do you give them like, okay, I want you to make this R sound or E sound, or do you recommend it to your clients for their own practice, your patients?
No, it's
for your own benefit.
You know, the problem of Kototama is that it's very, very energyful and that it works. So if you teach to a patient to do some sound, you know, the danger is that it will make it too much.
Right, okay.
And it will be unproductive. It would be maybe...
Right, so it's got to be taught as a whole system. Yeah, you have to know the whole system, yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh yeah, just one small thing. Does it matter which way, you know, when we did this thing?
Yes,
does it matter which way?
Yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You cross them. It depends on yourself. It depends on your energies. The only one, the only thing that's important is that you have to go up and down on the vertical line.
Right. Down through the vertical line. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
This is a similar question. Is it important how high or low the sound is? It's linked with some other questions we've had.
That's not very important. You don't need to make a great sound. So what is important is as far as you can to make a deep sound that where you feel that your diaphragm is vibrating. That's important, you know.
Yes.
As you can take, for instance, the way of Tibetan Buddhist sounds are made.
Yes.
Very, very deep, because
Yes.
The aim of this way of this work with sounds is to bring all your body on a similar frequency vibration. It's like a diapason. I don't know. It's diapason, we say?
Yes, a tuning fork.
A tuning fork.
Tuning fork, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done some experiments with sound. Biggie mentioned it in the chat. I mean, I was interested in using different sounds and different dantians to change the vibrational level of the touch. And I adapted the Shinto chants. I used the ah, o, u, e. And that's similar to the chakras, because the interesting thing about the chakra sounds is that they have location in the body. So you can go like, for example, like om. The om sound is like you resonate it down in the lower chakras, and the idea is you bring the resonance up and it kind of connects you between earth and heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes they use location, sometimes they use pitch. There's a whole massive, I mean, I started to research it. There's so many different systems. But I think you're right. I mean, what I found was that actually a lot of it's more to do with the intention, isn't it? Where you direct the focus of the sound rather than the sounds have a power in themselves, but a lot of it's your intention, you know?
Yeah. And the second thing I would like to say about it is through Nakazono Sensei vision, you have first to work on the global. So you don't have to look after using sound for getting this part of yourself or this organ better. You have to use it as
That's good advice.
So if you use it following the precise rules described by these three shims, these three slides, you will always make a global and holistical general reimbalance, and sur ce terrain, on that ground, on that basis, all other way of reimbalanceing each organ or each part of my mind will be more efficient. Efficient.
More efficient, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's a way
really,
of
we have to end there. It's been absolutely fascinating. I hope everyone at home or in your studio have really enjoyed the last hour. It's great to do some practical chanting work, and it's opened my eyes and my ears. But particularly, I've really started to understand now the whole system behind it. I only had a little glimpse of it before. I really want to thank you for that. It's been really a revelation, we hope to see you again soon on some future webinar, and we'll definitely put up some links to your books and things like that on the website when we get everything stored up and we edit it for you. So thank you so much again.
And thank you to you all, and for I was very proud to be with you today, and please apologize another time my poor English. I tried. I hope
his English was fine. Okay, let's see it in the chat. What does everyone think of his English? Michel's English. Let's see some. Let's see some thumbs up. Look, you're getting a continuous line of thumbs up and perfect English. So you needn't have worried at all. Absolutely fine. Okay, there we are.
Okay.
Okay, great. So it's time now for the tea break. So if you'd like to log off, Michel, when you get a chance, Shakur will give you a ring, or someone from the team will give you a ring to say thank you.
Yeah.
And goodbye.
Thank you.
So that was Michel Odoul. Isn't he a wonderful soul? Really, really enjoy always talking to him.